good morning. It's Monday. I literally have no idea what date, like what the date is. I don't think I could even take a stab at it, except it's the end of June and tomorrow is still June. So it's like 28th or 29th, something like that. But we're rolling up into July, which is again, pretty wild and crazy, but we still have some things to talk about. And today I want to talk about Neptune being in retrograde in Pisces during Cancer season. Okay, thank you, Lisa. It is indeed the 28th. So let's talk about that again, because that happened on Friday, remember? And here's why this is like so important. It happens every year. Again, this is a retrograde that happens every single year. So it's not like, wow, Neptune never goes retrograde. You know, it absolutely does. That's why summertime is always such an interesting mix of like dreaminess and all bullshit falling away sometimes. But this time with Neptune retrograding in Pisces, it's really exalted in its extraness here. Okay. So think like, it almost has this feeling of, on one side, entering into a house of mirrors where it's not necessarily clear what is the real image, what's the original image, and what are facsimiles, but you know that the real one's in there somewhere. And you also know that all mirror representations have some accuracy about them. That's the kind of funhouse nonsense that I'm feeling on one hand with this Neptune going into retrograde. On the other hand, oh my God, help you if you try to enter into this series of months with some sort of facade on, because your bullshit will be called out. It is incredibly important to be stepping into this summer with your full self, without all of the pretenses, with you saying this is who I am and allowing the world to see that so that they can make educated decisions on whether or not they want to be in energetic connection with you. Because we're making that decision all the time now, right? We're deciding who we want to be around, what feels good energetically, what does not, and other people need to make that decision too. And they cannot if you are consistently trying to put up different facades, different filters, and whatever it is, or, you know, just basically living a narrative that's completely contrary to who you really are. In addition, it's going to be really impossible for people to bullshit you this summer, and that's going to be good on a personal level and a collective level. So we've been talking about the personal, but think about collective, what that means for the collective if bullshit no longer flies. How many systems are going to be completely rearranged, moved, shifted, discarded because everybody suddenly looks at it and they're like, yeah, that's not a thing anymore. We're not doing that. And we're already in that mood, right? We look at things now and we're like, yeah, no, that's not a thing anymore. We don't do that. In fact, I was just in the kitchen and, you know, here in the Sarah Mala house, there's only one of me here, and then everybody else is just like listening to the news and stuff. So I try to stay away from that in the morning. But there was some article that showed a man like embracing and kissing a woman, like it was like in Britain or something, and the caption was about how they were not observing social distancing protocols. And I walked by and my husband was like, yeah, but do you see that picture? Does that picture look like a woman who wants to be kissed? And I looked at the picture and I was like, no, it looks like she's very uncomfortable and she's kind of like pushing him back, but also doesn't feel like she can push him back. And that really struck me because, you know, I don't feel like in another point in time, that would be the conversation that we would be having, that he would be like, look at this picture. Like, doesn't it look like she doesn't want this kiss? And those are the kind of conversations that we need to be having now. Those are the kind of things we need to start seeing and saying, no, that's not okay. Because anybody who is put into a position where they feel unsafe or like they can't have their own body sovereignty and autonomy due to safety, their job safety, their physical safety, or any of those things, that's not okay. It's never been okay, but like it's really not going to work anymore. And we're the ones that make the change by speaking words to the feelings. So throat chakra, guys, throat chakra as we move into July. Big time throat chakra stuff. So I just wanted to touch on that Neptune stuff. I know we talked about it last week, but it bears repeating, you know? And the other thing is that things are really kind of popping energetically right now. I even pulled some cards over the weekend, which I don't usually do, but I was just like, every day I wake up and it just feels like I'm waking up in a new timeline. And I'm like, I wonder what this one's like. And it feels so unsteady. It feels so unanchored. And it's really squirmy not to be able to anchor into anything. It's like, it's annoying. It's like, okay, we've been in this space for long enough. I just want to know what the thing is. Where's solid ground so I can like plant myself into it and just say this is a thing. And it's not time yet. And when you feel that like, oh, it's not time yet, it's just kind of like a little anxiety ridden sometimes, because you're like, well, when is it gonna be that I can just like take a deep breath, let it go, and like anchor into something? But understand that this period of time, if you've been feeling really floaty, really like you're okay, but it just feels unnerving to not be anchored into anything and things keep shifting and changing, remember the idea of being the eye in the middle of the storm, okay? Because that's what you are for your life right now. You are the eye in the storm. You are the calm center. There's a lot of insane swirling energy happening right now. And the whole point is you don't have to absorb that energy or be in that energy if you can be here in your own heart center and be safe in your body. And so that's what we're getting a crash course on right now, is how do we remain steady when the energy is so frenetic around us? And how do we say, this is my energy, that is not my energy, and start to create those boundaries that really create that buffer around us, that we don't just dip into it because it's there. So how do you do that for yourself? And understand that that's part of a lesson that we all need to learn, because this is going to get more chaotic. It absolutely is. This summer is ripe for energy craziness, and you don't have to be a part of the craziness. In fact, you can anchor into yourself and find that peace and stillness as we trust that everything is coming together. A lot of us are in positions right now where we're ready for something that hasn't clicked into place yet. And that's annoying as well. So patience, I guess, is going to be the name of the game. Having people around you who understand what is going on with you and you understand what is going on with them, and you can speak freely without feeling like you need to, filter yourself or anything like that. That's going to be really, really important, to have those people around you who really understand and can get you. So yeah, let me just take some coffee into myself. Hold on a second. Does that make sense though, guys? That's really good. Hey, Becky. Hi, Beth. All right, let's go ahead and get started on these card pulls, which are fast becoming my favorite thing. So if you have never done sensory card pulls before, I have two decks with me. It's my Avalon deck and my Earth Magic deck. I'm gonna give you 3 things. I haven't decided what they are yet, but 3 things, and you choose which one resonates most with you right now. And of course, if you need to, you can pick 2. That's totally fine. And then I will give you a intuitive message based on these cards, and that will be the one for you. If you pick 2, just remember you're merging the messages, okay? So let's see. Today we're gonna do taste. So we're gonna do freshly brewed coffee, made just the way you like it. Perfect cup of coffee. Gummy bears. And peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So freshly brewed coffee, gummy bears, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Which one of those three is resonating with you this morning? And wow, how random are those? So go ahead and pick which one you're feeling and drop it in the comments so I know what you picked. Again, it's coffee, gummy bears, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I'll start shuffling. Lisa says freshly brewed coffee and PB&J. Oh. Coffee is life. It's funny. Are the gummy bears spicy medicine? Okay, I don't know what that means, Crystal, but sure. If you want them to be spicy medicine, make them be spicy medicine. Is that a type of gummy bear now? We've got a lot of coffee and gummy bears here on the TikTok. Coffee and perhaps a peanut butter and jelly. Emily, are you gonna wait and see? You can wait and see what peanut butter and jelly is before you choose it. Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer, we are just getting started on the card pulls. So you're choosing between freshly brewed coffee, gummy bears, and peanut butter and jelly. Which one resonates most with you? All Good Days says, thank you for normalizing magic. Well, you're welcome. Thank you for being here and supporting me, because that definitely helps in the normalization of it. All right, are you guys ready? Well, I have to shuffle both of them, so never mind. Keep telling me what your choices are. Coffee, gummy bears, peanut butter and jelly. Is it crunchy peanut butter or smooth peanut butter? I have never understood crunchy peanut butter. Truly, I have not. Because if I wanted my peanut butter crunchy, I would just eat peanuts. But to each their own. To each their own. All right, let's get started. I'm ready. I'm ready to see what this situation is. Well, I actually need a little more coffee first too. There's a lot of coffee in PBJ. That's so funny. All right, we have some people choosing gummy bears when I ate refined sugar. Yeah, that's okay. We're just picking stuff. We're just picking stuff. Okay, so if you are just popping in, I'm about to do something I call sensory card pulls. So I give you a sense to pick, which today is a taste, and then I'm gonna pull 3 sets of cards, one for each set of tastes, and the message for you will be the one that you picked. Okay, so before I pull them, you may want to take a minute and take a nice deep breath. And if you have something that you actually want an answer to, you can ask that. Just kind of hold that intention, or just leave it be. And this will be, what do you need to know right now? That's dealer's choice question. But if you have something that you need some sort of clarification on, just hold that intention in your energy field, okay? And we'll let the magic work. So, all right, we're getting started. So each of you are gonna get 2 cards for your story, because I think 2 cards makes it easier to tell a story. So we're starting off with the freshly brewed coffee people. So again, if you're just popping on, we're just starting the sensory card pulls. Pick coffee, gummy bears, or peanut butter and jelly, and drop that in the comments. And we're starting now with freshly brewed coffee. Here we go. There is no pizza in this card pull. It's freshly brewed coffee, gummy bears, or peanut butter and jelly. All right. So we're starting with our freshly brewed coffee people. This first card is nice. Claudia, what did you pick? Just so I know. Okay. Peanut butter jelly. Okay. So this is going to be the message for those of you who chose coffee. If you chose coffee, this is your message. Are you ready? Okay. So huge fairy energy with this pull. Our first card is fairies. Pretty obvious, right? fairies. And then our second card is the wind fairy. There it is. There it is. Okay. So let's flesh this story out. What's your message? This is for coffee people. All right. So this is fairy magic right now, especially, is all about connecting with earth energy. That does not mean being more grounded. That means being more connected to the natural cycles of the earth around you. So ask yourself, in what ways can you attune yourself to a more organic schedule? Put yourself in a more cyclical place, because the way that the earth has been created to run is very cyclical. And the way that we as humans have been living is not cyclical, it is linear. So how can you gently move yourself into more of a cyclical way of being with the earth around you? In addition, the wind fairy is here, and this is number 29 in case you guys are doing a number of things. The wind fairy is here to remind you that what you think is incredibly important. Your thoughts are an inception point for what you create around you, because your thoughts inform your body and your thoughts inform your energy. So whatever you are thinking of, whatever you are thinking of all the time, the thoughts that are there before you allow them to be there, those are the ones you need to be looking at and respecting, because those are the thoughts that are most aligned with your inner being, in all honesty. We all have like that outer layer of thoughts and like what we would like to be thinking and what we should be thinking and the projection of how we want to be doing a thing. But your true thoughts, the ones that autopilot through you, look at those, find the truth in there, because your inner thoughts, the real true ones, the ones that you're like, ooh, I don't want anyone to know about that, those are the ones that are actually going to be dictating how you manifest things into reality, because those are the true ones. So really get in touch with your real thoughts. That's the message for my coffee people. Get in touch with your real thoughts and start to really get in touch with nature more. Maybe go for some walks, maybe plant some things in a garden, just get outside and see how you feel. Coffee people. Okay. Next up, we have gummy bears. Gummy bear people. I hope that resonated for you guys who picked coffee. I put a little bit too much sweetness in my coffee, but I'm gonna muscle through that. Okay, gummy bears. If you picked gummy bears, this is for you. And again, if you're just hopping on, we're doing sensory card pulls. The first one was if you felt aligned with coffee. We already pulled for that one. Next we have gummy bears, and then we have peanut butter and jelly. So pick between gummy bears and peanut butter and jelly if you want to, if you're just popping on. So, and then you'll get your reading. After this, the live video will be uploaded onto YouTube and will be available on my IGTV, so you can definitely go back and zip back to the beginning if you need to get the coffee message. All right, gummy bear people, you ready? Hello there. Hi, Carrie. I think I'm reading that right. Hi, Liz. Hi, Emily. All right, gummy bears. Let's see what we got. Okay. All right, gummy bear people. I'm curious, how many of you gummy bear people have Aries in your chart? Either sun sign, Mars sign, rising. Who has Aries? I'm curious. I'm taking a poll. If you have gummy bear, let me know if you have any Aries placements in your chart. Okay, so this is for you, gummy bears. All right. So the first card is the fire card, which I think we got on Friday. The second card is the goblin. Goblin. It's the goblin. Okay, So here's your story, gummy bear people. While it is incredibly important for you to follow your passion, make sure it is your passion and that you are not doing things just because you feel that you will be left out, miss the boat, or any other type of rushed competitive feeling, okay? Is it your passion you are following, or are you following this inner motivation that is more competitive than it is passionate, okay? So make sure you can create the distinction between competitive and passionate. What are you passionate about? What are you competitive about? If they're aligning and you're competitive about what you're passionate about, okay, but make sure that what is driving you is really passion. Make sure that you are following your passion, and make sure that you are being very specific with yourself, that you are not doing something because somebody else is putting an outside pressure, maybe not even intentionally, you're just kind of watching. Stop watching what everybody else is doing, by the way. And this goes for everybody and myself. Stop watching. We don't need to see what everybody else is doing. This is not the time where duplication is a good idea. This is kind of the time where we need everybody to tap into their unique own energy signature and offer that, because we already have enough facsimiles of bullshit. We don't need that anymore. So step forward into your true self, be passionate, whatever it is, whatever weird stuff that you are actually passionate about, please bring that into the world, because we need more weird stuff that people are passionate about. So go for that. The goblin is here. The goblin is here. Please think about this. The goblin is going to use the word ego. This says right here, the wounded human ego. But I want to remind you guys, the ego is not something you have to battle or fight. It is not something you have to shove away or teach or anything, okay? The ego is something you need to pull back in. The ego is like the poor redheaded stepchild that's banished. It's Cinderella off, made to mop the floors. The ego has been cut off from your main core, and so it's over here acting a fool because it just wants to be loved and brought back in. The ego is the part of yourself that you've been taught wants too much, is, so full of itself, pushes itself on other people, greedy, greedy, greedy. Actually, the ego is the part of yourself that's going to allow you to have the confidence to put yourself out there and say, here's my weird shit that I do. You'll like it because I like it. And if you don't, keep on walking by. So please remember that. We're integrating, pulling the ego in. We're not shoving it away. Follow your weird passion. We need more of that. We don't need any more prim, polished, perfect things. We don't need that because those aren't even real. They're just mirages. So that's your gummy bear message. Woof, that was a lot of fire coming through. Somebody's saying they want a reading. You can find my link on TikTok, I think, in my profile. There should be, maybe not. Follow me on Instagram and you should be able to find my link there. I have a few openings left for the first week of July. That's all I have open so far. Okay, so next up, it's the peanut butter and jelly. And I know a lot of you picked peanut butter and jelly and coffee, didn't you? Okay, so what an interesting combination, but I can see how the peanut butter and jelly can be sticky and the coffee will help wash it down, so. All right, you ready? Gosh, that is way too sweet. I'm gonna be feeling that. It's gonna make me crazy. Okay. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Oh, Terra Toast coffee and gummy bears. Very cool. Okay, so last one is peanut butter and jelly. Here we go. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Okay. I'm enjoying how this day the card pulls are a lot different in energy than they've been for a while. Like, it feels like the past, like a week or two prior, a lot of the same cards were coming up, especially that winter solstice card. Like, we were getting a lot of messages, like, right, Claudia? We're getting a lot of messages to, like, be still, be still, be still, wait, 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 go in, go in, go in. And now it feels like there's a shift. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. All right. So for all of my peeps who are just coming in, I started at 8:30. I know it's early. So if you want to catch the replay of this, you can go on my IGTV on Instagram. It's at Sarah_Amala. There's a link in my profile and you can see the rest. I do something called sensory card pulls where I ask you to pick one of 3 things and then I do a reading for each of the 3 things, and that will be your reading during these lives. I'll be back doing this. Well, I usually do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but on Wednesday we have an interview. But that is how these work. So if you're feeling aligned with peanut butter and jelly and you're just hopping on, then this one's for you. And if you are interested in booking a reading with me personally, hop on my website, www.sarahmala.com, or follow me on Instagram, and you'll be able to see all of those things. All right, peanut butter and jelly persons, here we go. Okay, wow, with this energy, this is very different. Okay, so peanut butter and jelly people, your first card is music. Your second card is partnership. Music and partnership. I mean, very interesting. So the first thing that's coming through for the music, as you all know, we are energetic beings, which means we emit our own unique frequency and we are affected by frequency and vibration. This message for you, for peanut butter and jelly people, is saying that it's really time to be very specific about the frequencies that you allow around you and to really tap into, if you haven't already, sound healing. Any sound stuff is going to be big for you. So ask yourself, what sounds, when you hear them, make your cells bouncy, if that makes sense. Like, what sounds, when you hear them, make your cells go woo, 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 like that, because that is going to really assist in lifting up your vibration. It's really helpful for you at this time. Your partnership card is coming through right now because sometimes connecting is better than not connecting. And after so much time of not connecting and feeling possibly uncertain about who is safe to connect with, it's important to start feeling into that. And just like with the music, tune into the people around you and allow yourself to notice what their frequency is. So for example, if you're around a person, pretend that person is music and allow yourself to listen to that music and feel the vibration of that music, that frequency. How does their music make you feel? And if it makes you feel very good, then you want that song in your life. That's a place to connect with. So the message with the peanut butter and jelly is really to pay deep attention to frequency and how it affects you in your decision-making processes and how you decide who it is you want around you, who you want to connect with, who you want to create partnerships with, because that is going to be much more accurate right now than using your mind about it, because your mind already has a lot of preconceived notions about who you should and shouldn't be with. And in fact, people's past actions, who they've been friends with, who you've been friends with, all those things can really affect the way your brain is going to say, do we like this person or not? So instead, we're asking you to really trust the frequency that you're feeling and how it makes you feel in your body and how your energy reacts to being around somebody else's energy, and actually trust that above all things. So that is your peanut butter and jelly message. How beautiful is that? I kind of love it. I want to kind of think about that for myself too. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for being here this morning. I hope you have an amazing Monday. I have the energetic weight activation happening tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So here's what happened, you guys, because a TikTok is wild. So I did the TikToks and the energetic weight activations. And if you don't know what that is, it's just basically light workers holding on to weight because weight is stuck energy, okay? You guys are really interested. I decided to do a workshop. You filled it immediately, like really a lot of people. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm having the workshop, which those of you who are registered will be through the Zoom, but I'm also going to stream it live on TikTok. So for everybody listening, if you want to watch that workshop on energetic weight, that's going to be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and it will be streaming live on TikTok while I am actually having the workshop. So you won't see everybody, but you'll see my face. Okay, so that's what I'm doing tomorrow night. And again, if you are interested in having your own reading with me, I do natal chart readings that are called Merkaba chart readings, where I break down the astrology into very simple ways. 7 p.m. right here on my profile, you can do the reminder timer. And all of that is available through the first week of July. So you can find that on my website or follow me on Instagram, which is probably the best way. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing Monday and I will see you soon. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Okay, let's see how I do this now. Ending TikTok and ending Instagram. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow.